action, a three-way match to crown a new #1 contender to the IWC Championship. That champion is the innovator of violence, the man behind the House of Hardcore, Tommy Dreamer. This is the man he defeated. RJ City used legal threats to get his way into a championship match with Dalton Castle back at IWC Reloaded. At the start of the night, we didn't expect that to happen, but RJ didn't expect the ending, the stipulation. Everybody had to go through the reset button, and RJ's landed on Tommy Dreamer.
My tubby little friend, but that's not how you say my name. See, I know there's always big superstars at Night of the Superstars, and last year, who was here? Oh, that's right, Bret the Hitman Hart was here. And I remember each and every one of you came directly to me and said, hey, we didn't come here to see Bret Hart. We came here to listen to you sing.
RJ, would you please give us a few numbers?
I know you've been waiting all year for this one. And after I lay waste to both my opponents and become the new #1 contender, I will get back in this ring and I will sing a song for all of you.
Please don't.
You want to know why? Because I've got to be me. I've got to be me. Willing to try to do it or die. I've got to be the man who put the entertainment back in sports entertainment. RJ City!
At least he didn't quote Ethel Merman this time. Lay claim to a title shot. Colin Delaney actually holds a victory over Tommy Dreamer an hour before Dreamer won the IWC Championship. Colin really exercised a lot of inner demons with that particular matchup, but now he feels he's rightfully #1 contender, and really it's hard to disagree with him. But, as we mentioned, it's hard to disagree with anybody in this equation, that's why we're having the match. But ever since abandoning Keith Hott, Colin Delaney has been in rare form. I gotta give him that. Servants are here. My colleague Steve Carino's new favorite wrestler, the Party Peacock Dalton Castle, reigned as IWC champion for over a calendar year, the second longest reign in company history. Lost that title to RJ City thanks to that legal injunction, those threats. Dalton has yet to get a rematch, and that's certainly why he could lay claim to being #1 contender. But what an extra bit of pizzazz, of sizzle to the steak of Dalton Castle we have seen over the past couple of weeks on Ring of Honor television, and it's bled through here to IWC certainly. The pageantry, the aura, the mystique of Dalton Castle. we can't forget about Justin LeBar on the outside as well. Caused more than his share of problems. I'm trying to talk over whatever Dalton's doing right now. But this is so important for all three of these athletes. Hard to bet against anybody. Ready?
Thanks, yeah.
I'm now being joined by a very special guest, someone I've seen a lot lately. Don't have the mic too close to you, though. We are talking to reborn Matt Seidel, who's set for a big matchup with DJZ later tonight. Matt, welcome to commentary.
Thank you.
And certainly we're checking out a three-way matchup with Dalton Castle, Colin Delaney, RJ City. Winner will be number one contender to Tommy Dreamer. And certainly a number of these talents you've seen a lot over your travels. RJ City kind of sitting back hanging out, but I know you know Colin and now lately Dalton very well.
Yes, RJ City with the excellent hydration technique I noticed in the corner. But I have recently become a huge fan of Dalton Castle's work. I saw him in Ring of Honor, really impressed me. Absolutely took some of the guys in the House of Truth to the limit. And of course, Colin Delaney's a peer from my ECW days, and he has quite the history with Tommy Dreamer, so there's a lot of repercussions in this match possible.
That's ECW in quotations for those of you at home.
Yes, quotations ECW.
Side headlock on Dalton. Can you get some manservants like Dalton Castle? You ever thought about manservants?
You know what? Ring of Honor actually originally hired me to be one of his manservants, and then they found out I had this beard now, and they figured they'd just give me a chance to be myself. But
might be a solid spot for your brother.
Yeah, he could certainly do it.
There's a cover. He's flexible. He can do like the human chair deal, you know. But who's your odds-on favorite? You've seen Dalton. Dalton's very athletic, but great size as well. He really packs the perfect punch.
Well, you know, I would say Dalton Castle's my favorite, but I'll be honest, he's been using up a lot of energy. RJ City hasn't moved an inch, so, I mean, if this match goes long, he's the favorite.
And RJ City has that pest at ringside, Justin LeBar, the would-be journalist, Mr. Chairshot Reality. And RJ got hit right in the Tony Clifton. And Colin much the same. Dalton Castle certainly motivated by the desire to get back that IWC title he held for 13 months. Matt, you know what it's like to be defeated or lose a championship and not get that return match, certainly as a performer that eats away at you.
Oh, it's so frustrating because the only way to remove the mark of a loss the night before is to go back and take a win the next night. But if it's not for that championship that you just lost, it doesn't feel the same. You're still chasing after the pursuit of being the best. And you're not going to rest until you get that championship back. And I can see it in Dalton Castle's eyes. He wants it. Out of the three guys in this match, he wants it the most.
Dalton Castle recently taking Jay Lethal to his limit on Ring of Honor television championship match. Lethal recently surpassing one whole year as television champion, so that shows you how at the top of his game Lethal has been, but Dalton certainly took him to his limit.
Absolutely epic episode of ROH TV, one of my favorites.
Colin Delaney, when you were in the same area as him, same promotion, Colin was still very young, very early 20s. Still coming into his own, still being mentored by Tommy Dreamer. How do you feel about the fact that Colin, as later said, he had turned on Dreamer back in WWE because he, quote, didn't want to end up a loser like Tommy is?
Well, what I'll tell you what is I'm impressed with the way Colin Delaney's been looking tonight. He's really got it together. You know, I never doubted that he would grow between now and his WWE time, and it's obvious that he's done that on multiple levels. His personal issues with Tommy notwithstanding, I mean, that's a match I'm about to really look forward to. Oh, wow.
Colin beat Tommy Dreamer Extreme Rules this past January at Reloaded. Feels that automatically earns him a number one contender shot, but as we mentioned, RJ, who won the title via contractual loophole, threatened to sue the company, RJ did, if he didn't get a match with Dalton Castle. So he snuck his way in. But the stipulation of the night, everybody, it was a random drawing, it was the reset button. RJ won the title, that made him eligible for the reset button. Tommy Dreamer was selected at random, and that's how Tommy Dreamer ended the night as IWC champion.
Wow.
So all three men have a case here. Dalton and RJ have not received rematches, and Colin pinned the champion an hour before he won the title. Aren't you happy I'm here to catch you up, Matt?
Yeah, we are, yeah. And let me catch you up. We're in high-risk territory.
We
and this is
absolutely
my
are.
specialty. We got two guys here climbing that top rope.
You're right at home there.
Up.
And Dalton dropped down. And you can see the reverberation off that rope. And certainly you know all too well how tight those ropes are and the effect just running into the ropes, let alone snapping your body off of them, can do.
It's a double-edged sword because I need them for my offense, but when I end up landing on them, boy, oh boy, is it painful. Most people, even just training to wrestle, end up with lines directly across their back of bruises where the ropes are. Even bouncing off the ropes hurts, let alone when you get your throat knocked across them.
I'm certainly looking forward to later tonight when Air Seidel looks to silence the air horn of DJZ.
God, I already have a headache just thinking about that.
I bet DJZ even gives himself migraines. But be that as it may.
He deserves each and every single one of them.
Just for the haircut, really.
I'm cool with the hairstyle, man. It's the sound. I don't like getting my ears beaten. I take it personally. It's personally offensive to me when people invade my ear space, my sound space. I don't like getting my ears beaten. I'd rather have a guy slap me around than be so loud and obnoxious. It's not a good quality.
I think I just inadvertently gave DJZ an even worse beating later tonight than he's in for.
Yes.
But great agility by Dalton Castle, that flexibility, and LeBar thinking better of it. It's springtime. The guy's still wearing the leather jacket. Come on. Oh,
See,
jeez.
Dalton Castle's mistake was he stopped strutting and tried running. Should never, ever run when you can strut like he can strut.
So if he was strutting, he would have been able to put the brakes on.
Did you
time.
notice he was strutting around, and then as soon as he changed to run, he sped up, wham, taken out, got his head taken off.
Here we go.
Should have just been strutting, no problems.
Well, RJ City now takes control. High stakes here. Do you have a thought, Matt, on which of these three would have a better shot against Tommy Dreamer in a one-on-one title environment?
I don't think anybody will ever have an advantage against Tommy Dreamer in a one-on-one matchup. Tommy Dreamer's been through the ringer with everybody. He's faced the best of the best. He's been everywhere. There's nothing he's afraid of. There's the damage he's put his body through for the fans is unparalleled. So what these guys would have to do is take Dreamer to a limit, to a place he's never been before, and I wish them good luck with that.
And that's assuming that Dreamer can survive Extreme Rules with the Man-Beast Rhino, which is actually scheduled to be up next, I do believe. Action-packed night. Of course, Kevin Nash still here, part of a big six-man tag.
I will let you in on a little locker room inside
you got hot news?
information. But Tommy Dreamer and Rhino have been at each other's throats, let's just say. At each other's throats.
I see.
It's not pretty in this locker room. There's a little bit of extra tension, so it'll be interesting to see how that championship match plays out.
Perhaps there's a lot of bad blood there. Of course, Rhino, the last ever ECW world champion, ECW not in quotations, and Tommy Dreamer really thought of as the lifeblood and conscience of the original ECW.
It's exactly the beef, man. It's those three letters, ECW.
And Colin springs in.
Colin really has impressed me tonight.
Colin calls himself ECW, the extremely cute wrestler.
I couldn't agree with that statement more either.
Okay, well, you're very friendly right now, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely.
RJ.
Colin Delaney came up with Airborne.
Did he? Is that royalty check in the mail?
Yes, it is in the mail.
Okay, gotcha.
It's been that way for a while. Oh.
Well, Colin hasn't come up with a lot of ideas that didn't benefit himself lately, and you see that miscue. Dalton, I'm not sure if he intentionally caused that rift or not, but the egos of RJ and Colin causing this very a makeshift alliance to implode.
The friendship never lasts through the whole match. Don't.
There you go.
Vile.
RJ City promised to serenade the entire city of Meadville after a victory in this match. Easier said than done. This is one fall to a finish. Colin Delaney in with a sunset flip, but Dalton Castle. If my Elizabeth broadcast colleague were here, he would be mentioning that connected right in the mommy-daddy button. If Steve Carino was here, he would say ding-ding. Matt Sydal, thankfully, staying quiet.
Higher ground, my friends. There it is. Wow.
Great takeover by Dalton, who does have an amateur background as well. Natural athlete all his life. Colin dropped onto RJ. He's got them both pinned. 4 shoulders down. What an emphatic statement that would be. Dalton doesn't have to beat both men, but he almost did.
Uh-oh. I see some chicanery possibly in the corner.
Well, RJ looking for refuge. Dalton with an ankle lock.
I definitely see a lot of Ken Shamrock in that ankle lock.
That would make Colin Steve Blackman. And that good night,
Classic
everybody.
Lions Den match-esque.
RJ with that sleeper, he calls it good night, everybody. Now he's got, well, a half a sleeper on each side. There's a double back suplex. You can't put a sleeper on both guys.
You need 2 hands for that. What kind of rookie mistake is that?
You got to focus, as Gorilla Monsoon would say, where the ramus of the mandible articulates with the mandibular fossa of the temporal bone.
Precisely.
And Dalton Castle Peacock gonna fly! Nobody home. Now Colin taking a risk. Nobody's near him. Colin waiting for somebody unknowingly. That didn't work. Colin didn't think that one out. And now RJ, just like he enjoys all the spotlight on him. Ethel Merman's favorite wrestler puts the brakes on. But Dalton waiting. Dalton and RJ, unforgettable rivalry at the end of 2014 for the IWC title. Reprised here for a moment in time, and it's all Dalton exploding. Look out. Hard spill. That could certainly take Dalton out of this contest. Colin counters to a stunner.
Shades of Dragon Kid. Amazing counter.
Colin digging deep in the arsenal. Perhaps preparing to pull something out Tommy Dreamer hasn't seen from him. If he makes it that far. Well, you can see that faraway look in Colin's eyes. Not the place he needs to be.
He's going to have to dig down deep.
Oh, Dalton sees an opening. Colin, he knows he's going to get the worst end of that. He's on top of that tower. Smart move by Colin to fight this off.
Excellent observation.
And Dalton, that deadlift German. Colin's too far to interrupt. No, he got there. Oh, that's how Dalton won many an IWC title match. He pinned Luke Gallows. He pinned DJZ. But Colin interrupts that fall and now tries to pick up the scraps.
Colin just went from being in the worst position to the best position.
You can
He's
see
in control now.
That desperation on Colin's face. He beat Dreamer once. He has to do it twice to get back on top. But still so far away. The 2 best of IWC in 2014 stand in front of him. Dalton's body just stiffs up. Knocked loopy before he hit the ground. Was the party peacock. Now all 3 men showing the effects. The heart of a champion is who can dig down the deepest. Who can sacrifice of themselves the most. You know it very well, Mr. Sydal. It's gut check time.
It's about who gets up.
And
it's any man's game now.
now wait a second. LeBar just passed something. That's his shoe. LeBar just passed his shoe to RJ, who nailed Colin. Dalton got out of the way. German attempt again. God, LeBar, will he stoop to... What won't he stoop to? Pile driver? No. Wait, Dalton's got the pin. Dalton's got the pin. No.
I thought we had a new #1 contender right there. Excellent pinning combination.
RJ. Good night, everybody. RJ with the Sleep Priest, got it in flush. And Dalton fading fast.
He's got that on tight.
Absolutely. RJ's weight over top of Dalton's. And Colin, the official, didn't see it. The official was with Dalton, but Colin snuck in with a low blow to RJ. And Colin trying to beat Dalton with RJ's move, but Dalton will roll up, he got him! Dalton avenges that title loss. And he moves on. Dalton moves on to meet the winner of Tommy Dreamer and Rhino coming up at a later date here in IWC. Check IWCWrestling.com for all the information. But Matt, talk to us about this contenders match and talk to us, how ready does Dalton Castle appear to get back on top?
I am very, very impressed, and I think whether it's Tommy Dreamer or Rhino, they're in for a treat when they go there against Dalton Castle, because he brings something special to the ring, and he proved it tonight. There's a point where all three men were down, and now there's one standing. There's your evidence right there. That kid could be a champion very soon.
LeBar and RJ irate, but they're the ones that introduced the shoe. They caused a lot of these problems. Dalton Castle, already former IWC champion, second longest in history. He could get there again, but what will the reaction be? The reciprocity of Colin Delaney and RJ City now that they realize they are out of title contention.